I don't know, well, what should we do? Who the hell's gonna follow him?
For her.
Okay. You too.
I think a leader shouldn't reside in hypotheticals of the future of this is what you should do, a person in this kind of situation should do this, but rather speak to your own actual experience. An experiential leader, one who's actually gone through the fire and now is teaching people how to go through it too, is much more powerful because that leader understands the nuances of who he's leading or what he's leading them through.
Teaching by preaching, or two, as I said, like parenting example it used was perfect. Children only learn what you do, what they see in you, not what you tell them to do. So that's goes model. You have to create yourself as a model. If you have deficiency, you have to improve it.
Yes, sir.
No, I think in forming a picture, really forming like something to look at it. Either if it's a culture, something that you could actually observe, and that's really important because we as humans we'd like to mimic what other people do, and we'll do it without even trying a lot of times. We get a bunch of people and they just sit down in a room, and then they all stand up. Like with that one person that just entered the room he's sitting will stand up too, so it's just that mimicry.
All these are great answers, but I couldn't find the right answer, which I was expecting. To become a credible leader, who you are going to lead first?
Yourself.
Yourself.
Right.
So you have to work on yourself first, and hardest work you have to do is on yourself, not on others. So that makes you more credible. You have to lead yourself first. I mean, all they are great answers, but that's the bottom line is we have to start from ourselves, and we have to work so hard on ourselves rather than working on our other people so they can follow you. But first you have to be credible. Same thing, what areas of your life need changing? Think about that. What areas of life needs to be changed in your life? If you would like to share anything which you feel like this is stopping you.
I can start again. When I was listening to Jay talking, I was thinking about, how you present yourself confident. I'm in a team with another person who behaves very confidently, but he doesn't know a lot. But because of his behaving, people actually follow him. And sometimes when you know the backgrounds, you look at him and think, what he's saying doesn't really make sense all the time. And it doesn't matter in each instance. Sometimes it comes up and, it backfires.
One observation I would make is that there is seldom one right answer. There are a lot of different ways, and if the leader can choose a direction and can say, this builds on our strengths, so this is a good direction for us to go. There may have been a better way to go, but at least if it gets everybody believing in the task, I think that too often leaders strive to find the one singular best answer.
Yeah.
And there isn't always necessarily one best answer.
So if you remember law of navigation, which we had,
Right.
if you are a leader, you are charting the course,
Right.
not the follower. So you know where you're heading. What's your take on this?
On things I need to improve on?
Yeah, you changing, which you feel like that's stopping you.
Definitely not diluting my own focus of chasing multiple projects or trying to do too many things at the same time, but rather doing maybe one or two things really, really focused, rather than digging 100 holes a foot deep, taking 1 hole 100 feet deep. That sort of project.
From my life experience, not putting my ideas to work, and whoever I share, they take that ideas and they win. So you need to, whatever intuition, that's what you are talking about earlier. If it comes to you, you better work on it, and success is right there in front of you, and you overlook it and move forward. I have a friend who, 3 things I have noticed in my 10, 15 years of knowledge. anything I said to him, he acted upon. One time our business financial guy told me, Mr. Aziz, buy some gold. Gold price is gonna go sky high. I told this friend. That night he bought $10,000 worth of gold. It was $400 an ounce, now $1,400 an ounce. Now, two more examples like that. So put your ideas when it comes, believe in yourself and put it to work and work on your shortcomings again. That's
I always refer back to the law of the lid worksheet for assessing anything, because I find all the different variables like character, charisma, commitment, communication, competence, so on and so forth. They're all something you should assess, and it's best to have like a list in front of you. I find the focus for myself is definitely having inattentive type ADHD. It's definitely really difficult to focus on one thing. So just being able to limit what I'm focusing on is very helpful in just leadership and just overall life for me.
Like in case of emergency in the flight, you see that oxygen mask falls down. And all these flight attendant tells you to put your mask on your face first to protect yourself. It's the same thing in leadership. You have to grow first. If you're not protected, how are you going to protect others? So it's the same thing. And then we have to make a list just to improve ourselves. What are our core values? Just pick one or two which you feel like this is my core value and jot it down. Same thing, then you say, where do you need to work on yourself? What couple things. We all have some deficiencies here and there. We all deficit for certain things. So we have to know our weaknesses if you want to be a good leader. Because we are going to work on it yourself. That's how we are going to improve. Or you can involve, like in your case, for example, best example, you both are because wife and husband. But you're friends too. So you check on each other. Same thing, you can pick your best trusted friend, or you can pick your girlfriend, or your wife, or spouse, or whoever. So you become accountable to them, and then that's how you both can improve. But you are going to improve more, because you are going towards leadership. So that's a check and balance for this law to improve, law of pick. And once you are going to improve, people are going to see through you, and they're going to follow you because they know what you're doing. So leaders who send mixed signals have confused followers. So you cannot send mixed signals. You have to have very clear signals so people can follow you. Otherwise they are going to be confused. So you don't want a confused follower. You want to like straight followers. So then you have to have a clear picture. So let's fill this out, the law of the picture. It's only one page on law 13, as per your question. People do what people see. It takes a leader to raise up a leader. Followers can do it, and neither can institutional programs. The potential of an organization depends on the growth of its leadership. Living the law of picture, followers are always watching. It is easier to teach than do. And when change becomes necessary, start with you. The greatest gift a leader can give is being a good example. Leading others to the law of picture, ask questions when you hear. We have meetings, I lay out the vision, my team seems to agree, but there is no action. Why do some of my ideas get traction and results right away, and others I can move off of center to save my life? So it's very simple. Law of picture is like at work, you have seen so many times. Boss always comes late. Everybody starts coming late. who's going to check that? It's very simple everywhere. If boss does some shortcut, everybody starts doing that. And you cannot preach what you don't do yourself, so you have to correct yourself. Well, that's the law of the picture. Any more comments on this law? Law number 14, and that's called the law of buy-in. People buy into the leader, then the vision. You have to. So if they will buy in you, then they will buy in your vision. A lot of time people, they ask this question, oh, I have this vision, do you think it's going to work? People are going to follow me. What are you going to say? Think about it. If people say, okay, Elena, you're a wise lady, just tell me, I have this big vision. What do you think? People are going to follow me?
They will follow you.
No, the reason is, they are going to ask, so you can ask him a question or her a question, whoever's asking you. Hold on. Did they trust you first? Vision means nothing. Because vision is something which you can't see from any person. Like your vision I cannot see. You can, but I cannot. So how am I going to trust in your vision while I don't trust you? So they have to buy in you first. And then if I will trust in that, then I'll buy into your vision too. And sometime, like he gave a great example, Tony Blair, if you read that. What a great leader in United Kingdom. I mean, he was the most popular leader, but his vision nobody was agreed on initially. They all hated him because of the vision. But because they bought in him, they changed their vision. So the vision can be changed if you bought in a leader. Your vision can be changed. Same, but if you don't buy in the leader, then nothing is going to work. So, people need to buy into the leader before they can follow. Many leaders ask, do you think, like I just said, do your people buy into you? Always ask them. If they don't buy into you, they are not going to follow you. Your vision is not going to work. The leader finds the dream and then people. The people find the leader and then the dream. It's two different things. Leaders always find dream and then the people. But the people find the leader first and then the dream. So this is the philosophy behind this. What is your, like, people don't follow worthy cause. They follow worthy leaders who promote their worthy causes. So what is your cause? What is your cause? Think about that. Why I should follow someone if I have to know my cause first. So give me a couple examples, Jay.
I'm all about passive income. That's,
Okay.
that 100% is my North Star.
Yes.
That is exactly what I do in everything I do, is how do I
Okay.
convert it into passive income?
Yes. Yeah.
Transcendence of limits.
Hmm?
Transcendence of limits. Show me a limit and I will find a way to define it.
Mhm.
That is like the entire objective of people, to break limits.
How about you, PJ?
Eventually, to be self-employed, self-sufficient, and have my clients follow me when I start up my own business or become a marketing consultant.
Mhm.
That would be my goal.
So my question is, you got all three great answers. Do you have the same vision when you started in that? Or still you have the same, or you changed it?
From the time I started in the business till now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it has changed.
Changed.
Sure.
So you didn't follow your dream, but you changed yourself. In other words, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But at a different life stage,
Yeah. Why
you
change
have a
it?
different need. And sometimes you get fulfilled in what you started out wanting to do,
Mhm.
and then you choose something else.
And to build on top of that, sometimes you uncover what, you try to go different routes, but you uncover that the underlying foundation, the base, the root, which is truly what your thing is, that has always been the common denominator out of any path you've taken. Eventually you realize the path